Hello everybody and welcome. I hope you're well. But today we're going to talk about why is it that I always attract married men or married women. Those people that are not free, those people that are not available. Why it takes, let's say, a woman or a man to always attract this kind of man or this kind of woman, consciously or unconsciously. Maybe women, they attract only men, they lie to them, they said they're free, but they're not free, they're actually married. What is it that takes somebody to keep repeating this pattern? And they always end up with this. But we're not going to talk about just those that are married, but also those that are not available. Like a man that is in jail and maybe is in death row, and a woman feels attracted to those kind of men. That's why also it's many applications there. But I'm going to talk about in a minute about this. Or those men, they feel attracted to those women, or vice versa. They are overseas, they are not close by, and they keep this long distance relationship. This is also how many women today and men are being scammed, because they want that love, but that love that it's far, far away, they're not close. Although they say they want a relationship, a close relationship, but they always ended up unconsciously attracting only those men or those women. I'm making this video because at the moment in Argentina is a big controversy with this famous actress that she's been involved many times in being in the middle of married couples, and now she's once again being involved in the middle of a marriage with a famous footballer and some other famous actress in Argentina. But she's been keeping this pattern, and every relationship she has, normally it's been a married man, and then later they ended up with her. But the relationship normally with her starts when they are not free. Now, what is it that takes a woman or a man, first of all, to end up in a relationship like this, consciously, unconsciously? Well, the first one is a big fear of compromise. A deep fear of compromise. What you believe compromise is. Compromise for you may be just to live together. Compromise could be to get married, just to spend time together. So this could come from the relationship you saw between your parents. So let's say if a woman saw that her father was always beating her mother, he was very violent and physically violent also, this woman today may be deeply in fear to have a man living in her house, because if he's living in the house, for her unconsciously is a big deep danger that he will repeat the same story that her father did to her mother. That's one very basic. Also, if your father was cheating on your mother, and that's also a big fear of not having it. So in this way, this man won't cheat. He's already there. In their head, it's not cheating, he's there. So if I fall in love with a married man, he's there, he's not gonna cheat supposedly on me. Also, if I fall in love with somebody that is in jail, he's not gonna cheat. So I won't be repeating what my mother did, what my mother went through. Now, another one will be if, let's say, my father died or he left the house and he abandoned me. So today I have a big fear of commitment because I don't want to be abandoned again. So if I actually have a relationship where I have to be with this person, it's a deep fear that this person once again is gonna abandon me like my father did. But this could be also if your mother died and you were really young, your mom died, And the death is also seen as an abandonment. So I have a deep fear now to get involved in a relationship where is a big chance they're gonna abandon me. I mean, think about it. If I fall in love with somebody in death row, there's no chance that person will cheat on me or will abandon me. So that is an unconscious way to have them. Or if it's a long distance, that's the same. Now, it's another thing that we call in Spanish Proyecto Sentido, which I have no clue how to translate it. I try already. I'm gonna leave it here how you spell it. But basically is that period 9 months before my conception to up to my 3 years. So that perspective, that project that my parents had on me. Some parents have a project for me already. Well, you're gonna be the first one. You're gonna be the one that it's gonna follow the tradition of the family of being a lawyer, just like everybody. We all have a project. Some are more painful than others, let's put it that way. But let's say the project that my mom had for me was actually to hook my father, because my father is leaving my mom. My mom is in a relationship with my father where my father doesn't want to be with her anymore, and my mom gets pregnant with me just to keep him. Or my father is married to somebody else or has a relationship with somebody else, and my mom gets pregnant just to keep my father. So that is something that I may repeat. Or if my father cheated to my mom while my mom was pregnant, or vice versa, and now I also repeat what they done also. Or that fear of abandonment that my mom went through or my father went. So I apply that, and this is why now I don't have a committed relationship, a free relationship. So everything in that period, 9 months before or up to the 3 years, what my mom lived, how my mom saw life, how my mom thought the life treated her, all of that. It's something that we are like little sponges at that time, and we absorb all of that, and we also believe all of that, and we then go and repeat it. If my mom thought then the men were horrible, the old men are terrible, and the best way to have a man is having a married man, because that worked for my mother, because that's how my mom got my father, then I'm gonna go repeating the same story. Now is the other part also, that is the transgenerational part, our ancestors. And when I talk about ancestors, I'm talking about my parents first, and then my grandparents, my uncles and aunties, my great-grandparents, and so on. Those stories that they had. So let's pretend that maybe grandma had the love of her life. She was totally in love with this man, but her family didn't allow her to get married with him because they had other plans for her, and the plans were for her to marry my grandfather. But she didn't love my grandfather, she loved that man. So today, maybe I'm following a pattern with men, and I just go unconsciously looking for that man that my grandmother fall in love with, the one that she couldn't forget about it. We do that unconsciously because your name, it may be just like your grandmother, or your birthday will be close to your grandma's birthday, or your conception was on your grandma's birthday, and you do this unconsciously in a way to repair what grandma couldn't do. So because grandma couldn't find that love of her life, you go repeating. And this, unfortunately, is to go with the danger, let's say, of being with somebody married, with the impossible, with the impossible, what you cannot have, let's say. We do this unconsciously. And there's so on with so many stories. This is also for me important to see your family tree, for example. In this case, for example, of this actress that I was talking about, this lady is following a pattern on dates of their birthdays of this man that she falls in love with. So it's clear she's looking for somebody in her family tree, something that happened, and she wants to repeat it, or she wants to repair what couldn't happen. So this is why it takes somebody to just go with somebody that isn't free. Those stories about the war, I mean, so many stories, those stories where our grandparents or great-grandparents were separated, and then unconsciously we're looking for them, or we go to that part that it's not what it could happen in my family, what we wanted in our family, but we couldn't have it. I hope this video has helped you, and I hope this give you the answers maybe you were looking for. I always say, look at your family tree. Your family tree has all the answers that you want. This we can see it only in one session. Just by looking at your family tree, I can see what's that pattern you've been following. What is it that you've been looking for? Is it you've been looking for that father, maybe that brother that died, and now you just don't want compromise because you are afraid that those men will also leave you, just like that brother left you. And that's how we see it. We see that as an abandonment, not as the death as such. So anyways, I hope this video has helped you. If you have any questions, any comments, please leave it down below. Take care, and until next time, bye bye.